led by Shamar Joseph, 4 for 56 from 16 over. West Indies have bowled out Australia for 243 runs in their second innings. Therefore, West Indies will require 277 to win the second Test match and level the series at 1-1 headed into Jamaica next weekend. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the number one cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here. I appreciate your company. Please hit that thumbs up button as we go through the West Indies run chase of 277 to win the second Test match. Do I believe that West Indies can get this 277? No, but the ball is round and the game has to be played, and I wish them luck in chasing it. I would never bet on West Indies getting it. Look at it this way. Should West Indies were defending 277 with the bowling attack that we have, we'd have expected them to defend it. Australia batting lineup is better than ours, although we would have expected our bowlers to defend 277. Australia bowling lineup is better than ours. So why is it that a less capable batting lineup should get 277 against a better bowling attack? However, as I said, the ball is round and I would like West Indies to win, but don't bet on it. We're about to get going in the second innings. This is West Indies' second innings, looking to get 277 to win this second Test match. Craig Brathwaite, with a Test average of 32.65, which is the highest in the team, on his 100th Test match, is going to take strike from Mitchell Starcs. He's opening with John Campbell, 25.89. That's his Test average. Brathwaite is averaging almost 7 ahead of Campbell. And so that sign is very encouraging. Craig will be the second West Indians to score 100 at his 100 test in his 100 Test match. That would be good. So it's a standard field where you have 3 slips, gully, backward point, backwards, a leg gully also, a mid-off, a mid-on. So that's the field. 3 slips, a gully, backward point, mid-off, mid-on, and a leg gully. Starks over the wicket. Brathwaite leaves alone outside the off stump, and it goes through to the keeper. There is no run. So hello, everyone, and welcome. We appreciate your company. Take care. Have a good day. Yes, man. So let's go through the West Indies bowling lineup. I will go through the Australian batting chart later, but I'll go through the West Indies bowling lineup first. After all, this is a West Indies fan channel. So Starks, as usual. By the way, Starks is playing in his 99th Test match. 3 slips on the gully, goes down. Over the wicket come the left-arm pacer, bowls to Brathwaite. That one comes back into him. He played it to mid-off, and there is no run. None without loss after 2 deliveries. West Indies looking to get 277 to win. That's the score that Brian Lara scored at Sydney Cricket Ground, his first Test century. So Jaden Seals, 16 overs, 6 made, 2 for 29. He was unplayable, going at less than 2 runs and over. Great bowling once again from Jaden Seals. Shamar Joseph, 16 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 56, 4 for 66. Which one you prefer? That's a very interesting discussion. That's something that we could do in a poll. I should probably do it in a poll. Over the wicket, come bowls outside the half stump to Craig Brathwaite. He allows it to go through. Interestingly, when we look at the live poll, because there is a live poll going on, and there are 3 options in the live poll. Will West Indies get the 277? And there are 3 options. Well, this morning they were leading by 254. So one of the options is that 254 runs are already too many. So 39% of you believe that West Indies would not have gotten the 254. While 39% of you think that West Indies cannot get the 277. So in all, only 22% of you think that West Indies can win this match. So Only 22% of you disagree with me. Wow. So that's 78% of you agree with me that West Indies will not win this match. However, the ball is round and it's left to be seen, and the game doesn't play on paper. It plays out in the middle. So it's going to be very interesting. But 78% of you agree that West Indies will not get this 277. Interesting. When I have so many persons agreeing with me, I'm nervous. Starks over the wicket to Brathwaite. He's in balls to Brathwaite, and Brathwaite is solid in defence. He played it to mid-off, and there is no run as that ball pitched down and seamed back into the West Indies right-hander, who covers up and played it to mid-off. No run. The score is none for none after 5 deliveries. Yes, I was saying that, which one do you prefer? 16 overs, 2 for 29, or 16 overs, 4 for 66? Which one do you prefer? I know which one I prefer. I would love to hear what you think. There's an oil tanker there leaving. Is it leaving? It appears that it is leaving Grenada. Oil tanker, yes. So the oil tanker leaving port. Starks over the wicket, balls to Brathwaite, beaten outside the half stump as he chased a wide one, none without loss after 1 over. Yeah, I would very much like to know which one do you prefer. Alzarri Joseph, 16.3 overs, 2 made it, 2 for 52. Anderson Phillips, none for 32 from his 9. Ruston Chase, none for 29 from his 5. And Justin Greaves, equipping himself well, 2 for 22 from 9 overs. That's less than 2.5 runs per over. So he equipped himself well. One of the things that I was very happy about this morning is that, as you see, we got the remaining 3 Australian wickets for only 23 runs. And we need to give the team credit for that. Because in the past, we could have been frustrated and Australia could still be batting, as we saw what happened on the 3rd morning of the first test when they got away from us. And during this test match, round the wicket, come Azud, balls to Canberra. Canberra plays this to forward short leg and there's no run. In the first test match, they got away from us on the 3rd day. There was some time yesterday when, probably between lunch and tea, when the bowling looked ordinary and it appears that they were going to get away, especially when Steve Smith was batting. But then the breakthrough came. I don't remember if it was Greaves or Shamar Joseph. But then the breakthrough came and we held it back together. So by and large, in this match, round the wicket, Azud taken a bad load appeal. This is going to be out. Yes, Canberra goes. That dead straight. Don't review it. Just walk off it. Dead straight. You play around your front pad. Don't review it, man. Oh, no, Brathwaite. Oh, come on, Craig. Let's see, though. Let's hope it's missing. From my point of view, it's dead straight. It's not missing anything. It hit in mid and leg. It probably hit middle before it hit leg stump. That's how I assess it. Look at this. Came across his foot, play around it. He's struck plumb leg before. Come on, Craig Brathwaite. You should have tell him to go. No bat involved. We have seen the leg stump when the ball made contact. The only thing can save him is height, because he was up on his toe. Maybe this is a good review, but he was deep in his crease. Let's hold our breath. Missing by height. Missing height. Hitting leg stump. Don't review that, man. You can't review that, man. Craig should have sent him off, man. Burn a review. That's jumping back and playing across the line of a straight one. The ball did nothing. His head was not in position. Absolutely nothing the ball did. Just a regulation ball round the wicket, pitched up. Batsman should defend comfortable. Played across the line of it, jumping back. And it just adds to the statistics where West Indies batsmen are averaging 10 runs when the ball is pitched in a good area. 10 runs, West Indies batsmen average when the ball is pitched in a good area. You know, that's unacceptable, man. But that was a straightforward, straight delivery. He should have definitely get bat on it. But he just played around the front part. He just played around it. Please remember to slash a like on the video, click on the thumbs up button, and if you're not seeing the like button, just click off the live chat and you clearly will see the thumbs up button. So please click on it. You know, it was always going to be out, man. So 42% of you think that we would never have gotten the 254. Nonetheless, we have to give the bowlers credit because, as I was saying before the dismissal, they could have. Azul comes in, bowls to Carty, and Carty covers up and played it back down the pitch to the bowler who field. None for one after 1.3 overs. And incidentally, was it in the first? Was it the second ball of his first over in the first innings that he got Craig Brathwaite, or was it the third delivery? Can somebody check on that for me, please? I can check on it, but I would ask. Let me check on it. Is either the first or is either the second or the third delivery in the first innings that he got Brathwaite wicket with? So it's very interesting that he's able to do that. Azu to Carty, played it to mid-off. Steve Simmons skips to his left field, and there is no run. So Craig Brathwaite, it was the fifth delivery. So I am wrong all over the place. But it was in his first over. In Azu's first over that he got Craig Brathwaite, bowl and caught, and now in his first over, he got Jan Camber leg before wicket, as West Indies have lost their first wicket without a run on the board. Azul over the wicket, bowls to Carty, who beaten outside the half stump as he comes forward and press, and was beaten on the outside edge through to the keeper, and there is no run. This has not been a good start by West Indies at all, you know. They're playing in... That ball, it kept low also, but he was looking to drive off the up. Really and truly, we need to see off this first spell. It's a tense moment in the ground today at St. George's, Grenada. 3 slips forward, short leg, and a gully goes down. Azud bowls to Carty, covers up, play to backward point, no run. The score remains at none for one. The batsman out, Jan Camber, plumb leg before to Azud without scoring. West Indies 1 wicket down for no run after 2 overs. The Australian have came out and has been relentless so far in this bowling spell. So please remember to hit that thumbs up button. So we look forward to your appreciation on this Sunday in Kingston, Jamaica. The team moves after this match. The team will fly out later tomorrow evening, and they will arrive in Jamaica over the wicket, bowls to Brathwaite, who gets bats and ball and played it out to backward point, and there is no run. So West Indies yet to score a single run. Interestingly, after 13 deliveries, West Indies yet to score a single run. So as I was making the point that we really came out, except for that one period yesterday between lunch and tea where I was a little worried that the improvement that I want to see from the first match. Here is Stark. Brathwaite is ready now. In his 100th test match, Starks to Brathwaite. Brathwaite beaten outside the half stump. The ball goes through to Carey on the bunks. In the first, what I was looking for me personally, was how long West Indies can compete in this match. I think in the first test match, we compete for 2.5 innings, or probably two and a third innings. are 2 days and half an hour. Let's put it that way, as Brathwaite leaves that one outside the half stump and it goes through to the keeper. So for 2 days and the first half an hour of the third day, West Indies was competitive in the first test match. What I personally was looking for in this second test match is how long we will remain competitive for. Because I don't believe that as the number 9th ranked test team in the world, we're just going to get up suddenly and beat Australia. What I'm looking for is incremental improvement. So I was looking forward to see how long can we be competitive in this match. Starks over the wicket, Brathwaite leaves alone outside the half stump, and there's no runs. And it was very satisfying to me that up to this time, we are competitive on the fourth morning in the test match. Yes, I know I said it's unlikely that we'll win. And of course it is unlikely. More than 75% of you agree with me that it is unlikely that we'll win. But the fact still remains, as we are right now on the fourth morning, we are competitive in this match, which is a far cry from being competitive up to a half hour on the third day. That for me is improvement. Starks over the wicket, bowls to Brathwaite, played it out into the covers and he'll get one. They touch down. When they come for two, they said yes, and they're coming back for two. They'll get it easily as Lyon gave chase midway to the boundary into the covers. So Craig Brathwaite is off the mark. So he's on 2 and West Indies 2 for 1 in over number 3. It's like a little girl or a little boy or a child, a child turn up to school, and after the diagnostic test, the conclusion was, let's watch as he's over the wicket. Starks to Brathwaite, allows it to go through outside the half stump. There's no run, so Brathwaite leaving good here. So the child turn up to say, high school, put it at high school then, because it will give me more room. The ship, the oil tanker is anchored. Oh, it's anchored. For a moment I thought that it was leaving, but it is anchored. It's at Anchorage, yes. So the child turned up at high school, which is grade 7. But when the diagnostic tests were done in the summer, you realize that the child is reading at grade 3 level, although she's supposed to be in grade 7 according to her age. Now, if at the end of grade 7, that child is reading at grade 5 level, forward comes Carty, that one took him on the gloves, it goes down in front of him. That is improvement. You can't have a child, you can't expect the child who was reading at grade 3 level to suddenly start reading at grade 7 level because she's in grade 7. It takes time, incremental improvement. And that's the same thing that a child get 25 today in their maths exam. Over the wicket comes Aizod, bowls to Carty, and that one popped up off his body, or was it off the gloves? It run away down towards fine leg. Starks comes around, sends the return in. They are back for 2. I'll wait the signal from the umpire to see whether it was gloves or tie pad, but that one popped off a good length. Still no signal. Awaiting the signal. But in the meantime, while I wait the signal, I just complete the point. So the first test that the child does in high school, the child got 25 in maths. 3 months later, the child does another test in maths and got 35. That's improvement. You can't expect the child to suddenly start getting 50. What you hope is that after some time, you will continue to see that improvement and the child grades will improve. It's the same thing with West Indies. You cannot expect West Indies to move from 9 to suddenly start compete with that was safe to suddenly start compete with the World Test Championship final. So those are my views. So I think to compete for the West Indies to be still competing this morning, I appreciate that. That's a big improvement for me. That's incremental improvement for me. Slips and gully, leg slip goes down, Carty covers up, play back to the bowler, and there is no run. The score remains at 4-1. Still no scoreboard on the screen. There are probably some issues there. And I don't like when this happened, but I also like when it happened because here's an international test match going on. And the graphics, there's an issue with the graphics. I see when West Indies streaming their 4-day tournament or regional Super 50 and there's no graphics, persons quarreling. I see when I'm streaming schoolboy cricket and there's no graphics, persons quarreling. Clipped away by Casey Carty through forward of square. It never came right out of the middle. But they should come back for 3 as Cummins had to give a long chase and they are back for 3. He moves up to 5. The score is 7-1. So Brathwaite on 2 will comes into strike. Casey Carty has moved up to 5. So Carty is on 5. So this is a huge total. With, as I check on the poll, see where, and it's interesting that the number of you believe that West Indies will win have gone up to 27%. Hazelwood to Brathwaite leaves it alone outside the half stump. It goes through to the keeper and there is no run. One delivery to coming over, number 4. Brathwaite is on 2. Casey Carty is on 5. Remind you that I'm going to run through the Australian batting numbers and then I'll go through the West Indies bowling chart also. But please remember to click on that thumbs up button. If you're not seeing the thumbs up button, just click off the live chat and you will see the thumbs up button. It takes less than a second. I want to make a comment about that short one that they checked for. Hazelwood to Brathwaite beaten outside the half stump. End of over number 4. 7-1 West Indies. I know that he was not short, because when you play cricket long enough, the pitch is 22 yards. You just know where the crease is without looking at it, You just know where the crease is without looking at it. You know when you slide your bat, you know that you reach because you would have done it so often. Once the pitch marking is correct, you'd have done it so often. So you don't really have to look at the pitch if you play it long enough. It's just like you remember it's just like you're using the keyboard. You're not looking at the keyboard. You know where the keys are. And it's the same thing. If the pitch is 22 yards, you are going to know where to slide the bat. If they don't, they were lazy. They thought they could get away with it. But most of you're going to know where to slide the bat. Trust me. You know when you're not short. There's a beautiful Sunday morning. And just show some appreciation by clicking on that thumbs up button. So 75% of you believe that we won't get these runs. Interesting. So I'll go through the Australian bowling chart during this over. Starks is going to go around the wicket. He bowls to Carty and Carty plays this to backward point. No run. The score remains at 7-1. So Qantas was bowled by Seals for naught, and what a terrible tour he's having. Ian Ely must be a worried man. Khawaja was leg before to Jaden Seals for 2. Cameron Green was bowled by Shamar Joseph for 52. Nathan Lyons, who came out as a watchman, was caught by John Camber, bowled Alzari Joseph for 8. I want to say something about that catch by John Camber. And if you notice, just watch after this delivery. Starks, 3 slips and a gully goes down. Round the wicket, bowls to Carty, who steered it to gully, where Green scrambled to his right and field, and there is no run. Do you realize that when John Campbell took the catch, he was not wearing that thing over his hand, whether you call it strips, skins, taping, bandage, whatsoever you call it. You realize he was not wearing it over his hand. Do you realize also that Jarasal stuck well out of point out on the first morning? Yeah, man. 7 for 1. Carty's facing up to Stark, round the wicket. 3 slips on a gully. Carty right through him. He's beaten on the inside edge. For a moment, I thought that took out the middle stump, but it bounced over it as Carty came onto the front foot. Beaten between bat and pad. It whistles through to the keeper. Score remains at 7 for 1. Importantly, for West Indies' sake. So the left arm seamer coming round the wicket. Carty beaten on the inside edge. The ball goes through to Carey as it clipped the back tie pad. Is he wearing a back tie pad? No, it appears that it clips skins. So Carty 5 from 11 deliveries. Stark in his third over, 2.3 overs. 7 for 1. So Carty just taking some time to compose himself here. It's taking some time. Please remember to hit that like button. Round the wicket, bowls to Carty and he's beaten again, this time on the outside edge. And I know the Australians are talking to him and saying, man, what you batting with? What are you batting with? You know, these are the things that are said. What are you batting with? That's the beauty of cricket, you know, man. The banter. One of the things is the banter. In the live community is the banter, and the field is the banter. Aren't we loving it? You know, aren't we loving it? So please remember, just click on that like button. Let's see if we get those likes up to 100. Starks round the wicket, bowls to Carty. Carty eased this to backward point, no run. 7 for 1 after 4.5 overs. Carty remains on 5. Brathwaite is on 2. West Indies need 277 to win this match. Lost the wicket of John Campbell, the second delivery that he faced from Hazelwood operating round the wicket. He was struck plumb leg before without scoring. He played around a straight delivery and was out plumb leg before. I thought it was a bad decision to review it at the time, and it was crashing into leg stump. Here is Starks. Left arm seam around the wicket, bowls to Carty, hedge, dropped at third slip, run away for 4. He came forward, drove at it. Webster dropped the catch at first slip. It goes into the boundary for 4. Carty moves up to 9. Brathwaite and 2. West Indies 11 for 1 after 5 overs. So there was Carty coming on the front foot, driving off the hop. A ball wide outside the arch stump. He was dropped by Webster at third slip. Got his hand in all sort of position, of the wrong position. It goes down to the boundary for 4. 4 more to the West Indies total. That is what is important for us. And it goes down to the boundary for 4. So Carty moves up to 9. Brathwaite is on 2. West Indies 11 for 1. So I was at Lions. So Simit made 71. He batted well yesterday before Greaves struck him leg before. Have to review it. The umpire said not out, but West Indies reviewed it and he went. Hazelwood bowls to Brathwaite, and Brathwaite then got one that rose steeply on him. It came off the gloves, it looks like. Probably not, because Hazelwood never make any attempt to take the return catch. Let's see the replay. Off the tie pad or what? No, they're showing that replay where Webster never got a hand to the ball, but it went right through his hand. You know, so the fact that I think Carty flashes so hard, that's what beat him. Well, it wasn't really that hard that he flashed. Anyway, the good thing, it went for 4. Aizwood over the wicket, bowls to Brathwaite. Brathwaite steered it into the wide gap in the offside and they go through for a single. He moves on to 3. Carty and 9 will come into strike. West Indies 12 for 1. Webster Greaves got him caught by Chase for 2. Alex Carey was legged before this morning to Joseph for 30. We had was to review that also. Pat Cummins was the first to go, caught by Sheob of Shamar Joseph for 4. And then Just Aizwood was bowled by Alzari. Mitchell Stark was left not out on 13. As I said, the Australian never got away from us this morning, and credit to our team. So here is Aizwood, bowls to Carty, who's off the back foot, and he played that one out into that big gap on the offside. But there's a backward point and then there's a wide mid-off. You could even say extra cover. And so there's a big gap because of the 3 slips on the gully and the forward short leg and the mid-on. So once you can play the ball into that gap, you can always get a single. So that's what Carty did just now. And he moves up now to 10. Brathwaite and 3 comes into strike. West Indies 13 for 1 in over number 5.3. So Webster just practicing taking the catch. So there are 3 slips in place. Aizwood bowls to Brathwaite in the air, pass forward short leg. It came off the gloves. They will stay on 1. The score moves up to 14. So despite the diving effort of Travis Head at forward short leg, the ball came off the gloves and goes behind square. And so they get through for a single. Yes, it went behind square. Travis Head was forward of square. So Brathwaite moves up to 4. Casey Carty is on 10. West Indies 14 for 1. I want to say 14 without loss, but the reality is that it is 14 for 1. So Carty is going to take strike now. We are over number 6. So there's a leg gully and a forward short leg in place now. 3 slips on a gully. Aizwood to Carty beaten outside the half stump. And ball whistles through to the keeper. 14 for 1 after 5.5. So it's 14 for 1 after 5.5. Please remember to just hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not seeing it, click off the live chat and you'll see it. It takes less than a second. We need to get it up to 100. Well, significantly, 43% of you believe that we won't get to 250, 254. Wow. That's significant. Very significant. In fact, just checking, it's only 22% of you, so that remains the same, think that we can win this match. Aizwood bowls to Carty, who played it to Gully. Green stopped it. There's no run. 14 for 1 after 6 overs with Brathwaite on 4 and Carty on 10. So let's get those likes up to 100. Just click on the like button. And let's get those likes up to 100. So giving you the West Indies bowling chart again, as I said this morning, they never got away from us. We stuck to it well. On other occasions, we would have seen them got away from us. Jaden Seal, 16 overs, 6 maiden, 2 for 29. That's economy of 1.81. Shamar Joseph, 16 overs, 2 maiden, 4 for 66. Alzari Joseph, 16.3 overs, 2 maiden, 2 for 52. Henderson Phillip, he bowled 9 overs for 32 runs. Ruston Chase bowled 5 overs for 29 runs. Justin Greaves, 9 overs, no maiden, 2 for 22. That was the West Indies bowling chart. Now, so basically, Starks bowls to Brathwaite, who covers up and played it back down the onside of the pitch, and there is no run. So basically, one moment, please. So basically, more than 75% of us in this community don't think that West Indies can win this match. There's some adjustment in the field. So there are 2 slips on a gully, a forward short leg, and a man to the right of the square leg umpire, in front of square, you would call him. Starks round the wicket, balls to Brathwaite, who drives through the covers. He should get 2. Steve Smith gave chase. Good work. Oh, brilliant by Steve Smith. He limit them to 1. 15 for 1 as Carty comes into strike. Brathwaite moves up to 5. So Brathwaite moves up to 5. Carty is on 10. So I'm going to end this poll. Yes, I'm ending that poll. So I'm putting up a new poll. I'm going to put up a new poll. Which do you prefer? So let's start a new poll here. Yes, Starks bowls to Carty, and that one popped up on him, but fortunately he dropped right in front of him. It hit him on the gloves. Call out the physio, Carty. You can call out the physio and buy some time and compose yourself, you know. Call out the physio. You know? I would call out the physio, buy some time, compose yourself. Every one of us saw that it hit you. Which do you prefer? Which? Let's make it more intriguing. Which is the better bowling performance? Which is the better? Call out the physio. Why is he so stubborn? Starks to Carty off the back foot he goes and then allows it to go through to the keeper. For a moment there, I thought he was going to cut. 15 for 1 after 6.4. Which is the better bowling, B-O-double-L-I-N-G. I said go bowling performance. Which is the better bowling performance? So question mark. Sure. J come before S, right? Yeah. So it's Joseph, Joseph. Here is Stark, round the wicket to Carty, and Carty is beaten outside the half stump. The score remains at 50. Oh, he's out. He hedged it. I thought he was just beaten. Call out the physio, man. Damn it. Call out the physio and compose yourself. You got knocked on the gloves. Jesus Christ, man. This is what I'm talking about, cricket IQ, you know. He edged the ball that he didn't have to play at because he was feeling pain. Yes, he is trying to be tough and guts it out, yes. But call out the physio. Sure, man. Compose yourself and relax. Let's start get cool. Come on, man. This is what I talk about, cricket IQ, you know. I'm not talking about, and that's why I say cricket. I always put cricket before it because I'm not saying that they as persons have low IQ. I'm talking about cricket. Joseph, what? 4 for 66? Let me get back to our poll, yeah? Because this probably is more interesting than this batting performance. Let's call out the physio, man. 4 for 66 from 16 overs. So Brandon King, who made an half century in the first innings, he's now joining. That ball was wide outside the half stump. He didn't have to play at it. 4 for 66 from 16 overs. That's what Shamar Joseph got. Or Seals. Boy, I'm so frustrated. Seals. What? Seals got 2 for 29 from 16 overs. So King secures as Starks runs into ball to him. Round the wicket, 3 slips on a forward shot leg and he drove it through the covers down to the boundary for 4. First delivery is oozing confident. He came on the front foot and he stroked it sweetly down to the boundary for 4. Pitch drop into the drive down to the cover boundary for 4. Classical cover drive by Brandon King. He's off the mark right away. He's oozing confidence. He was very disappointed when he got out strangled down the leg side in that first innings. So Joseph 4 for 66 from 16 overs. Seals 2 for 29 from 16 overs. Which is the better bowling performance? The live poll is going on. 19 for 2. So give me your vote. Please remember to just click on that subscribe button. Let us get these likes up to 100. We need to get these likes up to 100. They are just at 78. And I remind you that if you're not seeing the thumbs up button, just click off the live chat. Then you'll see the thumbs up button. It takes less than a second to do it. So West Indies 19 for 2. Campbell, leg before to Hazelwood for naught. Carty caught Carey. Let's watch Hazelwood. In his 4th over, 1 for 8 so far, bowls to Brathwaite, who played it back down the pitch to the bowler, who stretch out those big hands and field, and there is no run. 19 for 2 West Indies. So Carty caught by Carey after bowling of Starks for 10, was it? And then Carty caught behind after bowling of Starks for 10. So Hazelwood got the first wicket. Starks got the second. West Indies in a spot of bother at 19 for 2 and in need of a big partnership now. Hazelwood over the wicket, bowls to Brathwaite, who played this one to the man down in front of square. Forward of square. He's to the right of the umpire, but he's forward of the umpire. So you say he's at backward square leg? Yes. Backward square leg, a few meters in from the umpire. That one came off the gloves and go to that fielder. It bounces far away from him. But, you know, those half-cock shots, they need to go deep in the crease, don't they? The Australians are hitting it hard back of a length. And we are not coping with it at all. You know? Interesting. So Cummins are placed in the field. Is that contest exactly where he wants him? So is he waiting for an helmet? He's waiting for a helmet. Yes, the helmet is coming out. The helmet is coming out. But I just, you know. So I would love for you to react to that as we try to get up to those 100 likes. We are at 87. We need to get the 100. Which bowling performance is better? Shamar Joseph 4 for 66 from 16 overs. Jaden Seals 2 for 29 from 10 overs. Interesting. I know which one is better. The winner is, it's clear. It's clear for me. There's no doubt about which one is better. It's clear. So Brathwaite have sent for his shades. Interesting. Very, very interesting decision. Whoa. Why do you think you'd have sent for his shades? Wow. I remember it's 2 Englishmen I've ever seen batting their shade before and they never made a lot. Jack Russell and Sam Curran. Brathwaite in his 100 test match have sent for his shade. 3 slips and 2 forward short leg. Hazelwood bowled to him and he edged it to third slip who half stopped it on the bounce and they go through for a single, did they? He's off strike. Brandon King comes into strike, 20 for 2. It was back of a length. He edged it on the bounce to the man at third slip and he got half strike, which maybe is the best thing to do at this time. Now you need to be at the other end. These Australian fast bowlers are relentless here in this session. They are absolutely relentless. So just remind you to hit that thumbs up button. Just hit the like button. Azud over the wicket, bowls to Brandon King, and he's solid in defense, you know. He played it back down the middle of the pitch, and there is no run. 20 for 2 after 7.4 overs. Brathwaite, the former West Indies captain, is on 6. Brandon King is on 4. Made a half century in the first innings. The target is 277. 277. Clearly, the vast majority, over 3/4 of us, don't think that West Indies can chase it. Azud to King. King didn't defense, played it down the half side of the pitch, and there is no run. The score remains at 20 for 2. So 20 for 2, 7.5 overs have been bowled. But the ball is round, and this is cricket. This is why the game has to be played. This is why you don't see Australia win. They have to come out and get those 10 wickets. Could we be in for a miracle sometime this evening or early tomorrow morning? Wow, wow, wow. Azud over the wicket, bowls to King, and King drives magnificently through the covers for 4. Mark, it's a very, very big gap. You just need to hit the ball through the covers. But it came right out of the middle of the bat. And probably if they have 3 or 4 fielders in the covers, once that ball had gone into the gap, it was always going to be 4. But that's it though. That's what made the shot, you know. If you have 3 or 4 fielders, you have to hit the gap. But there's a big, big gap, you know. Very big gap. There's a mid-off, and he just needs to hit the ball through the offside. And he's on the front foot. Drove it off the hop. He's on 8. 24 for 2 after 8 overs. He's oozing confidence though. Brandon King is oozing a lot of confidence. So please continue to just hit those like button as we try to reach this 100 milestone. We are on 91, so we are somewhere near there. So at this time, 77% of you are saying that Joseph 4 for 66 from 16 overs were the better bowling figures. I know what I think. I want to hear what you think. As Cummins comes into the attack, bowls to Brathwaite, and Brathwaite sensible gets off strike and said, over to you, Brandon King. I want to be here when these fast bowlers are tired. That's what, I'm sure that's what Brathwaite is saying. I want to be here when these fast bowlers are tired. So I'm going to tip and run for the moment and hand it over to the other batsmen. Hopefully King will be there too when the fast bowlers are tired. 25 for 2. Over the wicket, bowls to King, he leaves it alone. Outside the off stump, through to the keeper. And the score remains at 25 for 2. 25 for 2. So Cummins is into the attack. He has replaced Starks, as expected after 4 overs. So will Starks play in the next test match at Savannah Park? It's going to be very, very interesting to see if Starks will play in the next test match at Savannah Park. I really want to see your comments, but the goal is set. And we are 7 away from the goal. Cummins over the wicket, bowls to King. King off the back foot, punch it into the gap. They stay at their respective crease, 25 for 2 after 8.3. So 25 for 2 after 8.3. So Cummins. 1, 2, 3, 3 sips gully, backward point, mid-on, forward, short leg, and a fine leg. Cummins over the wicket, bowls to King. King turn it to mid-on, and there is no run. So I was muted there for a while. Oh gosh. Yeah, well, it was poor techniques. Shades and all. Webster over the wicket to Brathwaite, nicked off. Carey took the catch. Why does he need to bat in a shades? Why does he need to bat in a shades? Why? I can't understand why he needs to bat in a shades. Webster to chase allows it to go through outside the half stump. And apparently the mic was mute so that you weren't hearing me, but I was just, at that time, I was just saying that we tend to lose wickets when it's approaching a break. And with 12 minutes to go before the lunch break, I am nervous that we lose another wicket. Absolutely nervous. Sure, man. Over the wicket, Webster bowls to chase, drives to mid-off, no run. The score remains at 29 for 3 as we approach lunch. 29 for 3. The shades didn't work, said Betty Alford. Clearly. Brathwaite is just a total failure. Why is he there? Period, said Jefferson Bancharan. Okay. Shades are no shades. Same poor technique, said Jay. Robert Mullins said total failure is harsh, Jeff. And so, yes. So there are different viewpoints on Brathwaite. We need a captain knock at this juncture, said Betty Alford. Agree with you. Brathwaite IQ is telling him to get the shades because of bad light. Stephen Rocha, which I understand that and I won't try to interpret it. Cummins bowls to King. Edge dropped in the slip again. It didn't carry. Webster dive across but couldn't get there. You remember when the West Indies were fielding in their second innings, I was saying that Greaves should have been in front. And that's what needed to be happening there. If the second slip was forward, it would have gone to him. Third slip of the dive to his left. Here is Cummins. Comes in now. Bowls to King and King defend. To the man at cover and there is no run. And that's why I said that they opened that big gap. You probably never have heard it. They opened that big gap for King and said, there it is, man. Drive through the offside. We don't mind giving you 12. Jay said, batting like a duck in your 100 test match. We need to support of players. Sachin Tendulkar averaged less than 20 for an entire year and was still on the side, said Sheldon. But Sachin Tendulkar have more credit in the bank than Brathwaite. I still think Brathwaite should play. You know, I'm reading the comments because they are there, and because I would have made my position known, I don't think I should keep on repeating it. But I still think Brathwaite should still be in the team. Now, you know, because despite his failures, the other players are failing more than him. In our last 3 test matches, there are 2 batsmen to score half century, and he was one of them. Yeah, in our last 3 test matches, 1 from Brandon King and 1 from him. So up to when Brandon King scored at half century on Friday, Brathwaite was the last West Indies batsman to score half century. That means the others are failing more than him. I would have kept him in the team. Is his place under scrutiny? Yes. Do I understand if someone don't want him, if someone doesn't want him in the team? Of course I understand that and I accept that. But my position is done. I would keep him in the team. But I understand with someone who doesn't want him in the team. All that being said, Sheldon, Tendulkar have far more credit in the bank than Brathwaite. Cummins over the wicket, bowls to King, solid in defence, and there is no run, 29 for 3 after 10.5. King is on 12, Chase is yet to score. So I really appreciate I really understand. Hello, Kartik. Welcome. I would drop him for the third test. Well, again, I don't have an issue with that. I would keep him though. West Indies batters will never establish themselves in the test arena if they continue to gets wickets like these. They need to have that wicket for 1 and 2 season to at least build the confidence. I don't quite understand what the post is saying. The name has passed me by, but just to say that I am not finding any excuse for international cricketer or international sportsmen. I'm not finding any. I agree Brathwaite in, and who else is better? Would you keep a winning side and drop Bumrah, or would you reinstall Bumrah? Bro, Webster, Bolster Chase, who dug that one out. I agree, Brathwaite in, and who else is better than Brathwaite? He made runs in Pakistan, but we got short-term memory. Yeah. You know, I can't blame pitch for international cricketers. Can't. Our sportsmen. Webster bowls the chase, who plays one to mid-off and there is no run. And all these excuses is giving the players a loophole because they know that there are always persons going to defend them. How do you feel when you look at the stats? Let's take this delivery from Webster. He's into Chase and Chase covers up and played it out in the offside. All of you who are finding excuse for the batting, one excuse after another. And all of you are saying drop this player and play this player. Over the last 2 years, we play everybody who make local runs. Everybody who make local runs, we play them now. And that hasn't changed the result. West Indies batsmen over the last 2 years are averaging 10 runs to ball that pitch in a good era. 10 runs. 10 runs to ball that pitch in a good era. We can't find excuse for those players, man. They need to go and learn the basics. They need to go and learn that. Can't find excuse for those players. As Chase drove this one through the covers, it runs away down towards the boundary. Steve Smith gave chase. And instead of the West Indies batsmen run hard and try to look 3, they jog walk 2. 31 for 3 after 11.5 overs. Real Legit is saying, bring in the young players like Imla, Kevin, Anderson, and others. If the expectation is we're going to lose, then with young players, let them gain experience. Losing with older players is pointless. Real Legit, we have tried that already. So we're going to continue to try that. There was a time when these same players were saying that we should bring them in because they're young. We were saying that 3 years ago enough for bringing these players that are playing now. So we are just revolving over and over and over and over again. I've been making the point that 2 years ago we had batsmen averaging in 30s and we said get rid of them and bring in new players. We bring in new players. What are they averaging? 20, 21, 22. So it's just like repeating the same thing over and over. And what we should be doing is telling these guys to learn the basics, to master the basic. It is like your doctor, or Cummins bowls to King, drives to mid-off, and there is no run. Put it this way. If you are up in the air in an aeroplane and they tell you that your pilot can read and write, over the wicket, Cummins bowls to King, turned that away through the onside. They gone for one. Lions gave chase. They touched down before he picks up the ball, so they will come back for two. The score moves up to 33 for 3. King is on 14. The basic foundation, and I always go back to learning. No matter what you want to look at it from a school point of view. Whether you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, a nurse, a pilot, whatever you want to be in that sphere of life, you have to learn to read and write. Forward comes king and defend, which is the basic. If you can't read and write and do the arithmetic, you won't be able to do the physics and the chemistry and so on. You won't be able to communicate good. You won't be able to succeed. If you want to be a skilled person, for example, a mason, you have to learn to can lay the block straight and properly and follow line. If you want to be a mason, it's the same thing with batting. You have to learn to do the basic. You can't be averaging 10 to ball pitching on a good length in a good era. If you are averaging 10 to balls at pitch in a good era, you can't bat. My coach as a little boy used to tell me that every good batsman can bat good deliveries because that's what you grow up on. That's what you grow up on, bowlers bowling good deliveries to you. And if you don't have bowlers to bowl good deliveries to you, set up your bowling machine. So it's unerring, so at least you can bat deliveries in a good era. So we need to stop finding all these excuses from our batsmen. And what we must do is to put pressure on them. Yes, pressure on them. Even your own countrymen. Yeah. Even your own countrymen, put pressure on them when you see them on the street, when you meet them in the supermarket, when you meet them at the clubs. Put pressure on them, tell them they need to go and master the basic. Instead of smiling up with them. How many heartache are they causing you? How many discomfort are they causing us? How many disappointment are they causing us? How many depression are they causing us? King is bowled. Bowled down by Cummins. Forward, bowled down. West Indies 33 for 4. Another ball pitch on a good length. Another ball pitch on a good length. Our batsmen can't bat it. And we should find excuse for these guys. See it there. Look at it. Look at the replay. Good length delivery, him can't block it. See it, good length delivery. Beaten on the outside edge. Can't block a good length delivery. Straight ball. Straight ball, you know. And that's what you must find excuse for when our batsmen can't block a good length delivery. Oh, we must find excuse for that. See, as I said, see there, lunch. At lunch, you know, we lose 2 wickets. Last delivery before lunch. We lose 2 wickets. I don't... Oh, boy. Oh, we must find excuse for that. Tell me now. Everybody, as I said the other day, you know, you can name any batsman in the Caribbean, any one of them, and you can put all of them name in a jar and you spin it around and you take out 6 names and you put them in the team. And you will get some like Atanes who will give you one a series. Or, you know, I don't know. The problem is we have not mastered the basic. As I said, if you want to be a builder, you have to learn to lay the block first. You have to can mix cement. If you don't know, the cement is mixed, you know, the concrete is mixed. When the laborer mix the concrete for you, you're not going to know if it's the right thing. Again, another ball pitch and a good length out one of our batsmen. But the ball is not swinging Kirkhamute. I heard, what's his name again? Remember your name. What's his name? Brathwaite. Saying that, boy, Brandon King 75 is due to the wonderful work that Raymond Reefer is doing with Brandon King. You know, it's a wonderful work that Raymond Reefer is doing with Brandon King. So what, he never done any work with him for the second innings? Or is it Brandon King alone he's working with? So if he's doing such wonderful work with Brandon King, why he can't do some wonderful work with the other top 7? Rubbish comment those, you know. Rubbish comment those. He's trying to take pressure off his friend. Yes, that's all Carlos Brathwaite is trying to do. Take pressure off his friend, Floyd Reefer. How many innings? 14 innings in the first test, 21 innings, 7 in the first, that make it 21, and now 4 more, so that make it 25. So the top 7 have been dismissed 25 times in the series. 25 times in the series, the top 7 have been dismissed. And yet still Carlos Brathwaite want to say that Floyd Reefer is doing a good job with Brandon King after he scored 75. So one man passed 50 in 25 innings, and Brathwaite is willing to run out and try to defend his friend, Floyd Reefer, like Floyd Reefer is doing a good job after only one batsman pass 15, 25 innings. And he's doing that because I'm here saying that Carl Hooper is the best batting coach we have had over the past 5 years. But because he wants to defend this friend, Floyd Reefer, him talking about Floyd Reefer doing a good job with Brandon King because Brandon King scored 75. But Carlos Brathwaite, that is 1 innings out of 25 from the top 7. So what is Floyd Reefer doing with during the other 24 innings? What is he? Is he not working with any other of the batsmen? It's just Brandon King alone he's working with. And did he only work with Brandon King when he scored the 75? He didn't work with him in this innings. Man, I never stop them foolishness, the man. On the phone wanted and on the phone hypocritical. Stop it, man. Stop it. The West Indies batsmen are averaging 10 when a ball pitch in a good era. 10. That's what you must talk about. 10 West Indies batsmen are averaging when the ball pitch in a good era. How comes 10 when the ball pitch in a good era? 10. That's what the West Indies batsmen are averaging. We're at the lunch break now. I will see you after the lunch. I won't end the live. I'll just let it stay. But I'll see you after the lunch the lunch break. I'm going to save my voice until after the lunch break. In the meantime, you can look at the Women World Cup, what they call it, schedule. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the afternoon session of the second test match between West Indies and Australia. I hope you're refreshed. I hope now that you had a few minutes away from the game, you're calmed down with the batting display that we saw this morning from the West Indies after the bowlers. Well, after the bowlers and the fielding part of the team, because it was still a team effort to restrict Australia to 243, because the fielders, they have to take the catch, they have to help to put pressure on the batsmen, they have to make sure that they limit the number of runs that Australia scores. So it was a fielding effort, it was a team effort. But having played so well this morning, our batsmen have now disappointed us. And nonetheless, I hope that we are now in a better place. Because the spur of the moment, you tend to become emotional. And I saw that the chat was very live. So Cummins is going to complete the over that he started before lunch, and the new batsman is Shea Hope with West Indies 33 for 4 on this day. Post Cummins to Shea Hope, who drove it down to third man for 4. It peel off the outside edge and it runs away down to the third man boundary for 4. So just like King, Shea Hope came in and started with a boundary. 37 for 4 West Indies. That is the fifth 4 of the innings. Hope onto the front foot, open the face of the bat, and ensure that he guide it away down to backward of point for 4. Now, it was a very difficult session to see us losing 4 wickets in that morning session after the bowlers, and I said after the team has done a good job. So there are 3 slips and a gully. Cummins bowls to Hope, and Hope looks to drive. He gets the inside edge onto his pad, and he kept it out of his thumb. The score remains at 37 for 4. They have probably broke his bat there. So one shot and he broke his bat. And that's the end of the over nonetheless. So West Indies 30, was it 39 or 37 for 4? As we lost 4 wickets in that session. And I noticed that the chat was very active during the lunch break. Never really. I know it was active, but I never got a chance to look at it. There was a number of things that was going on during the lunch break. I was negotiating some streaming work and so on. As you know, I don't only stream cricket, but I stream other events. One person's want the service of I go out and stream it. Not on the cricket platform, and it's usually on the individual platform. So if somebody having a function, a business function, a wedding, house party, those things I do stream them. I don't stream funeral though. I don't like funerals. So I don't do funerals. I don't record funerals, but other things. So I was doing some negotiation during the, Funny, that cricket is the only thing I stream free. Only thing I stream free is cricket. Funny. Tayyar Mohammed's are really proud of the bowlers. Seems to be getting better and better. Batting still clueless at times. So Tayyar, only one thing wrong with that comment. Azwood to Chase, who plays it in the gap, throw the offside, and they will come back. No, they stay on 1. The score is 38 for 4. Yes, Tayyar, it's only one thing wrong with that comment, Tayyar. And you say at times. The batting is I can't Tayyar, I'm trying to remember the last we played well in one innings in England, didn't we? We scored over 400 runs in one innings in England. So the last time the batting was probably batted well, and we got some runs against Bangladesh too, right? So, all right. So I'll give it to you at times. As O plays this down to back with a square leg, and they will come back for 2 as the fielder Stark has to come off the long leg boundary, allow us to come back for 2. So the score will move up now to 40 for 4 in over number 13. You know. Mediocre batting all the time, said Andre Holmes. there are a few innings. There are a few innings though, Andre Holmes. You know, the one in England where he scored over 400 runs and still lost the match. There was a good innings against Bangladesh. I think even Greaves got a century in that match too. Down the pitch comes Shea up and he swiped and it goes through to the keeper and there is no run. He just charged down the pitch. Shea up just charge on the pitch and swipe because it's a lack of mental resilience, you know. Yeah, because he's not prepared to fight. He's not prepared to graft. He has given up because there's no mental resilience. Or solid in defense this time. That's my opinion on why he played that shot. Do you have I would love someone to give me, like, Hope has a lot of fans. Hope have a lot of persons who followed him loyally. I think he charging down the pitch to Hazelwood with West Indies 40 for 4. It shows that he does not have the mental toughness, in my opinion. That cognitive resilience. Hazelwood to Hope beaten outside the half stump through to the keeper. That's why he charged down the pitch. I would love for somebody to give me a different opinion why he charged down the pitch. Australia too. I think Australia. They batted. They batted. I don't know. Oh yeah, Australia too. Yeah, you're saying that they batted Azo to Hope and Hope hit this over the top down to the boundary for 4. He just came on the front foot and stroked it over the top, disdainfully, arrogantly, down to the boundary for 4, dismissively by Shea Hope. That's a touch of class there, no? For 4. Good shot. Yeah, that Sylvan Edge played well in Australia. Kirk Amute said his peeps. He's calling some names who we think that should be in the next test match. Yeah. Emmanuel Cummins saying that we are paying for our sins. It started with an all-format coach who have not received any formal training. Then the mystery with regards to the selection of a captain that was not even a captain for Barbados. Emmanuel Cummins saying that. Wow. Let's watch Cummins. He's over the wicket, bowls to Chase, and Chase is forward, played it back down the half side of the pitch, and there is no run. Kartik Singh is saying that Hope is giving up. Well, I would love to know why you think he charged on the pitch like that. Is he think the best way to play is a counter-attacking innings and he think he can play that way and make 100? It will be very interesting. Cummins to Chase, drove off the up, over the top. It's going out towards the boundary, stop, slow up the fielder, give Chase, and finally Steve Smith caught up with it, and they came back for 3, 47 for 4 West Indies. So clearly it is probably the instruction from the dressing room is to counter-attack. Well, I have no problem if that is the instruction, you know. I can't have a problem if there's a clear plan to counter-attack. If it come off, it would have been the right decision. If it don't come off, then we say the coach gave the wrong instruction. Solid in defense, hope. That's how it goes. If the decision from the dressing room is to go on counter-attack and it come off, you applaud the coach and you lift him up and you put him on top of the mountain. But if it doesn't come off, then you put him at the bottom of the mountain and you use a bullhorn and shout down at him. Sheldon is saying, how long can this approach last? It can last very long, Sheldon, as long as it is controlled. That's one beating outside the arch stop. But the thing about this approach with the Australian bowling, they are relentless, high skill. So for it to last long, you have to be also a high skill batsman. Very high skill batsman for it to last long. Your concentration has to be spot on because they're going to hit the deck in front of you. They're going to outfield slow. No, he mistimed the shot, man. Come on, Mr. Casanova. Stop those excuses, man. Just cut out those peripheral things, Mr. Casanova. The man mistimed the drive, man. Lovely delivery from Cummins as Hope is beaten outside the half stump. Can I be honest? The West Indies side that won in Australia and Pakistan should be in this side. The West Indies side should be in. I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't lose wicket. There are Morrison said, I guess we will never see a competent West Indies side in our lifetime. One thing Emmanuel Cummins said that we continue to treat the symptoms and not the disease. I'm always very interested in those comments. Very interesting because when those comments are made, I get a better understanding of what is going on. So I'm going to ask, what are you referring to as the diseases? Mr. Cummins, I think his name. So I get a better understanding of what the diseases are, because 3 quicks 40s cannot get you to 210, said Sheldon Smith. Is you saying that in a Sheldon Smith? No one is saying that. Is you saying that? I don't know what argument you're making to say that. So it's interesting. Yeah. So I really, Mr. Cummins' comment, I love those comments because then if the follow-up, like he said that we continue to treat the symptoms and not the diseases. So I would like him to follow up and tell me what are really those diseases. These guys would have to score their highest scores in tests to get close. Pulled away by Chase down to fine leg for a single. He moves up to 7. Shea Hope is on 10. West Indies 48 for 4. 48 for 4. After watching them for 3 innings, you could say that they are just not technically good enough to back their defense. So might as well just play your shots and maximize the score, said Michael Douglas. Don't know. Well, the West Indies need to leave the cancer out of the squad. What is the cancer frame? We cannot just over the top again by Shea Hope as it peeled off the outside edge and goes down to the boundary for 4 more. So Hope is coming here and he's playing off the up. Anything in his zone, he's going for it. And so far he's batting well, he's mixing solid defense with attacking strokes. Apart from that one ball that he chased, he run towards the bowler. He has been batting well. He has been defending well, and anything at all, anything, any little width, anything he can free his arm, he's going and he's going hard. So as I said, I don't mind this approach, but it requires high skill because the Australian bowlers are highly skilled. Starks to Hope and Hope defends to mid on, and they go through for a single. 15 he is now. Chase and 7, 53 for 4 after 15.4. The disease is asking white ball specialists to dig deep in test cricket like asking a farmers to do welding. I really don't understand that. I don't have a clue. I don't understand that. Brathwaite is a cancer. Get him out. But he's our best batsman. I don't think it's fair for us to call him a cancer though. No, I want to go there. Frame, I think there are other words you can use to describe Brathwaite more than to say that he's a cancer, I think that's a little too harsh. That's harsh, Yeah, that's harsh. I don't understand the commentary Legit is making. Sammy Brand of Cricket is not working said, well, if we lose this match, that would be a fair comment. And rotation of strike too, said Mr. Casanova. Yes, Mr. Casanova, yeah, I like this approach, but it requires, as I said, it requires high skill to continue. Hazel comes in, bowls to Chase, and Chase strokes this into the covers, and they will go through for a single. One more to the total. And there's a big gap on the offside, as I keep on saying. You just tap it into it and run, because they have 3 slips on a gully, and they have a forward short leg, they have a backward point and a mid-off. So there's a big gap. Mr. Cricket Forum, we need a captain knock from Chase. Also, who is the vice captain now? The vice captain continues to be Warwickon. If when the West Indies were fielding, if the team had to leave the field, and I'm sure that they would have worked it out who would take over and lead while Chase is off the field. So that's. Mr. Brown, how comes we could field 3 West Indies side in the 70s and 80s, and now we can't field 1 complete side? I'm not so sure about that. I don't know if there's at any time we had the quality to field 3 sides. Hub over. Oh, short. I thought that was over the top. And if he's the best we have, I wouldn't like to see the worst. Well, the truth is that it's the numbers that say it, It's the numbers. I'm going by the numbers. In our last 4, 6, 7, 8, in our last 8 test innings, is 3 batsmen have passed 50 for the West Indies, 3 in our last 8 test innings. Down the leg side, Kira skipped across collect, no damage doing, 56 for 4. So in our last 3 test matches, in our last 8 test innings, only 3 batsmen have passed 50 for the West Indies, and Brathwaite is one of them, king in the first innings of this match, and at an ace. So I would forgive him if he lead West Indies to victory in the 3rd test match. Cummins bowls to Chase, who defends and played it back down the side of the pitch. And what we call about relentless bowling, you see how Cummins hit the pitch hard there? Really hit the pitch hard. It's a substitute is coming out with the bats. When they appoint Sammy, I said he can't fix the problem. These brand of players just don't have the basics. Anybody who mentioned the basics, I agree with them because clearly a team where our batsmen are averaging 10 against good pitch bowling. 10 we're having against good pitch bowling, That means that there's no basic there. There's no basic. We are poor when it comes to basic. Part of the problem is that we told white ball players that they can play without a 4-day scores. I have no problem if they come for 2 games and dominate, but not at all. I agree with you too, Sheldon. I agree. They have to play so much. I always say it. I've said it many times. Many times I've said it. Short over the top and it goes through. And the example, you'd have heard me use the example, the comparison last week or some time ago I used it. It's a simple one. I was using the motor car example, but then I realized that the Usain Bolt example is a better example. Usain Bolt, fastest man ever to run 100 and 200 meters in the world. Fastest ever. But then you're not going to ask him to run a 1500 meter. And with a blow up, Cummins over the wicket, bowls, turn away by Chase, down back with a square leg for a single. To the field, that fine leg. 1 more to the total. Chase moves up to 12. 11, West Indies 57 for 4. So it's as simple as that. So if I'm going to want the T20 players to play test cricket, I want to see them play red ball cricket first. So I agree. I agree. Enos D. I don't know what that comment is for, Enos D. We can never. You'd have to. I don't know if it's me you're talking. And if you're not talking to me, you have to put the person name. And if it's me you're talking, tell me and tell me what I said about Craig Brathwaite, and then I'll address it. Real Legit said, I would drop Brathwaite for the young opening left-hander that I saw playing for the President 11 versus Sri Lanka. Well, Webster is over the wicket, bowls to Chase, and Chase looks to drive. He got the inside portion of the bat. He's running out towards mid-wicket. Cummins gave Chase, and they will come back for 2. Will they attempt 3? No, they're 2nd and 2. So Chase goes up to 13. 13 now for Chase. Our number 5 and 6 would love to be coming after 25 to 30 overs and get an opportunity to play more freely. But they are always at the crease in the first 15 overs trying to survive, said Michael Douglas. So you are saying only 2 and the same 2 continues to fail over and over, said Tayyir Mohammed. I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, Tayyir Mohammed. Because the thing was, Brathwaite should not be dropped. He will be a match winner for us in the next test match, said Yonja 247. Well, I wouldn't drop him, but those persons who are calling for it to be dropped, I totally agree I totally understand why they are saying so, and I cannot stand here and say that he should not be dropped. But I would not have dropped him. The fact is that he has a little bit of credit. His credit, in my opinion, has not run out as yet. He still has a little bit of credit. Pitched up to Chase, and Chase hit this for 6. Straight over the bowler's head, and it gone for 6. I respectfully submit that currently the overall best West Indies batsman across all format batting and other abilities include Sheho Not flawless, but I think all things considered, I don't know, all formats. No, that it's across all formats. Why did West Indies drop Kyle Myers? Don't know. Brathwaite averages 32, same as Tej Narain, said Andrew Holmes. Off the back foot, I heard this comparison being made about Tej Narain average and Brathwaite is the same. That could be made about Bonner too. It could be made about Myers. It could be made about Blackwood. It could be made about Bravo. All of those were dropped while averaging 30. So 30 is not a good average, 30 is just a good average in the West Indies. But I've always heard this argument about Tej Narain. Tej Narain, this average is 32. But Guyana dropped Tej. So all West Indies must pick a man who Guyana dropped. I don't understand. Somebody help me to understand that. Not true. Me not understand. Christopher, big up yourself. Big up yourself. They want to drop Brathwaite for Mikel Lewis, who is even worse. But as I made the point, Mr. Casanova, we have to understand persons who think that Brathwaite should be dropped. I think it's a wrong perception, it's a wrong decision. I would not drop him. I said that a lot. But if someone wants him to be dropped, it's okay. It's okay. But I wouldn't drop him. Leighton James, how are you? Good afternoon, Master Brown. Wow, thank you for the kind compliments. What are our chances of this test? We are going to lose. Cummins bowls to Sheob, taken on the pad, loud appeal, not out, said the umpire. Got a signal leg by here. So let's wait on the signal as they come back for 2. Are they going to go up? I think it's going down the leg side. Definitely going down the leg side. And so Kiri said no. Oh, it's going for it. Come on. Burn it, yes. It's going down the leg side. Good morning. Good afternoon, Carlton. Good afternoon to you, Tunnel Popo. Craig and Carty should be dropped. I don't know if he's going to drop Carty because he brought in Carty and Carty got a clean slate. I would not have brought in Carty, but he's going down the leg side, isn't it? Clearly going down the leg side. Let's watch their play. Mr. Bat. We're all going down the leg side. It's going down the leg side, man. Australia, they always do that. Guys, when was the last Brathwaite last score test set? Guys, when was last Brathwaite score test century? When was the last West Indies batsman to score a test century? Who was the last West Indies batsman to score a test century? Greaves? Probably. Mr. Brown, would you agree that it is harder to win a test match away from home than at home? Yeah, it's always going to be harder. Cummins bowls to Hope, and Hope is beaten outside the half stump as he jumped back. And this is what I tell you about the Australians. They are relentless. Look where that ball pitch, and if they show you a kerchief, if you are watching the game, Cummins is going to pitch there 4 or 5 deliveries out of every over. High skill. Yeah, review loss. 5 and 6 stump that hit it. Maybe Brian Lara. It would be a miracle if West Indies win this game. But miracles do happen. Don't frame, and the game has to still play. 3 slips goes down, bowls to Hope backs away and played it back to the bowler. Wow. Hope is on 15, Chase is on 21. 69 for 4. 69 for 4. So Real Legit said I'd score one in Australia last year. How many tests he played since then? How many tests he played since then, Real Legit? He still averaged 21, isn't it? Or 24, something like that. So although the century he hasn't been consistent. He still averaged 24. Cummins bowls to Hope, and Hope plays this out into the offside and gets off strike. He moves up to 16. 70 for 4 West Indies after 18.4. Raston Chase and 21 will comes into strike. So, and that's the point that I always trying to make, And it seems, it always seems like it lost on us in this community. Because the fundamental problem is not with the players who are playing. No West Indies batsman have excelled. None. That's why the top batsman is averaging 33. And everybody else is averaging in the 20s because none of them have excelled. So just calling names and just switching around from names to our countrymen and all of that, that's not going to solve the problem. The problem, the deep-rooted problem, is the fact that our batsmen are averaging 10 to balls that pitch in a good era. Balls that pitch in a good era, that 5-6 meter era, or even up to 7, between that 5 to 7 meter era. Back of a length, anywhere from middle stump to 4th, 5th stump. Anywhere from middle stump to 4th, 5th stump, ball that pitch in that 5 to 7 meters era. Our batsmen are averaging 10 to balls that pitch in that era. And that is the basic of batting. Every good batsman supposed to can block those balls, defend those balls. But we are just averaging 10 to those balls. Those were the same balls that Lawrence Rose said, once you master your defensive technique, you can start drive those balls. Because the same ball that you came forward to and defend, once your techniques reach certain level of mastery, you can now just firm up the wrist a little more, and you can just give it more right hand and turn the wrist, firm up the wrist, turn the wrist a little more, and hit the gap. And you get your 1 or your 2. So that's the fundamental cause of our problem here. Not Brathwaite, not Hodge, not Tej Narayan Chandapal, not Sheo, not Raston Chase, not Brandon King, not Casey Carty, not Alec Atanase. The fundamental root cause, call any batsman name, Greaves, any one of them, Mikel Lewitt, the fundamental root cause of our batting is that we do not have the ability to defend good deliveries. We average only 10. That's the fundamental. That's the fundamental. Not name. Not a one-off innings. Not a one-off 90-year. Not a one-off century there. It's to consistently keep the good deliveries out. We need batsmen to do that. And for batsmen to do that, they have to achieve mastery of the basics. They have to can do the basics well. And that's the only way the cricket is going to move forward. When our bowlers are improving, they are world class, love the bowling performance, love the effort in the field. Let's see. And this is a good thing to start with. Presently, we are averaging 10 points something when the ball is pitching a good era. Let's see if 1 year from now we'll be averaging 15. And then you know the team is going in the right direction. So Hope is onto the front foot. He blocks that out. Mr. Brown scoring 175 versus Australia, and Australia must have some credit in the bank for Hodge in my book, especially considering our batsmen are struggling in this series versus the Aussies, said Reed Legit. Clearly, Shea Hope off the back foot, hit that off the hop to the man at cover, misfield, and they go through for a singer. I would love to see the replay. I don't think it's a drop catch. No, it was on the ground. It was good feeling. He moves up to 17. Chases on 21. Waston is 71 for 4. Forward in defense. And just responding to Real Legit. I'm working through my mind. After those 2 test matches in Australia, how many more test matches did Chase play, Hodge play? Cause that means no. His credit has been run out, because if he scored so many runs in Australia, I know he played 3 against England, 2 against Bangladesh. You'd have played 2 against Pakistan, that's 7. 2 against who? South Africa. Did we play South Africa in a 2 test match? Who else did we play? It's somehow telling me that we played 2 more test matches apart from the 3 against England, 2 against Bangladesh, 2 against Pakistan. So that's, you'd have played 7 more test matches after that. 7 more test matches after that. So that's 14 innings. You'd have batted 14 innings. Did we play another 2 test match? I don't know. I think Michael Douglas in the chat, he could probably tell me that, as that one comes back in sharply to Shea Hope. And so you would have run out of credit. You would have used up those credit. Do our batsmen know where their off stump is? It's part of the basic, Sheldon, that they don't master. That's part of the basic. No batsman will always know where their off stump is all the time. But when you work on those things often enough and get your angles right often enough, and you are able to achieve near masteries in the basic, you will know as Shea Hope comes down the pitch and slapped it to mid-off, using his feet, comes towards Earswood, slapped it to mid-off, and there is no run. Right? Sad to say, but based on the figures, it appears that our batters are not of test caliber. No, they are not of test caliber. They are not. They are not. Shea Hope hit this high in the air. Has it gone away? He's out caught. That's that. He hasn't constantly been failing. The last test match we won, remember that is Brathwaite played the match-winning innings, The last test match we won in Pakistan, Brathwaite top scoring that innings. I think in an earlier show I said Atanase was, but it wasn't Atanase. When I double check, it was Brathwaite. Atanase scored his half century in the first test match. But real legit, what we are doing here in a real legit is a wrong approach we are taking there, because we are trying to separate one batsman and think that the other batsman is going to cure the problem. And it's not going to work. The fundamental problem is with all of our batsmen. So what you're here trying to do is to make a case against Brathwaite, but to make a case for Kavim Aj. And if you look at the numbers since Kavim Aj started playing and all the matches that he and Brathwaite plays together, check those numbers. Tell me who scored more runs in all of those matches. Who averaged more in all of the matches that Aj and Brathwaite played together? Who averaged more? Sheldon said, I ask again, how long can this approach last? Yeah, you know. So the last test match that we won, Brathwaite played the match in innings. And that is, but yes, Sheldon, but I wasn't against what you said. I just said that for it to continue, it will require high skill and clearly Hope again demonstrating that he doesn't have the skill. That's one play to forward short leg, and there is no run. Mr. Brown, also, if we are playing against that one gone, the excuse that we are playing Australia cannot hide poor tactics. I've already said it, Sheldon, that we cannot here be talking about finding excuses. No. I think I've said it before the lunch break that we must stop finding excuses for these players. We cannot continue to find excuses for these players. It's absolute rubbish. And I said it before the break. You know, maybe some person would want a little more energy from me, but I understand it. But I'm trying my best to remain calm because that shot could easily have let me go on AY. But it's because I'm trying my best to remain calm, while probably I am still talking to you, because probably I'd have mashed up the laptop with that shot. Or the cameras, or the lightings, or something, or my phone, or something. But it's because I'm trying my best to remain calm. So I'm happy because that shot, out of that shot and John Campbell shot, which one was worse? Which one was worse? With respect to eligibility and available West Indies selectee, I believe that the current team on paper is justified. I would not endorse cutting or carving at this time. But you fair enough, I have no issue with your point, but you would appreciate those who believe though that a losing team, you need to make changes to it. So while you would not cut and change, you would also respect those who are of the opinion, well, who are convinced, because I'm one such player, a person who's convinced, and I think that changes need to make for the third test unless we win this match. Players has to come in. Players has to come in. Well, for example, look at Casey Carty. Casey Carty was dropped in Pakistan. Sammy brought him back. John P. Nichol was very happy that he brought him back. Applaud the decision and said, Mr. Brown, I told you, John P. Nichol was going to be, Casey Carty was going to be in the team. I told you you should play. You know, and John P. Nichol, as usual, challenged me. And I always love to be proven wrong. But sometimes it's hard for you to be proven wrong. Casey Carty can't make him age. He must go. He shouldn't be in the squad. He must go. You lose a test match, there must be changes. What is going through Joshua Da Silva's mind right now? He did what was asked of him. What was asked of him, though, Sheldon Smith? Was anything asked of him? Remember Joshua da Silva said he was not told what to do. Is that another wicket? Oh, 72 for 5. Jamor Sumal said, we need the children of Israel miracles to win this match, said Jamor Sumal. Yes. Mr. Cricket Forum, West Indies batsman got no brain. Well, I prefer to say low IQ, to say that I got no brain. It will probably come across too harsh because, so I always, not only to say low IQ, I prefer to say low cricket IQ. So I really qualified right down to cricket and not to say the individual generally. So I don't want to use the word no brain. I want to use cricket IQ. Cricket IQ. We are just rotating failure series after series, said Mr. Casanova 1. Exactly. Carty do bear shite in this series. Carty do bear shite. Okay. Mr. Brown, do you think that this is a good test match wicket? Yes. Yeah. If I'm to rate it, I wouldn't. It's get more than 6 for me. It get more than 6. A few balls kept low, yes. But then if you look at that pitch since morning, I can't recall a ball that kept low. I could have missed it, yes. But a few balls jump off a good length, or off a fairly good length, yes. But that's why I want to give it a 9. But I would definitely give it more than a 6. I'd give it probably between 7 and 8. So, yes, I'd call it a good test match wicket, yes. Clipped away by Greaves, down through forward square leg for a single. So Kirk Commute, we need to elevate the discussion above that. And I know that one passed, but you are asking, why is Zari batting ahead of Joseph? That's not the real problem with West Indies cricket. Oh, yeah, John P. Nicol, good that you're listening. Yes, I was happy I wanted Carty batting at 5 or 6 when the shine is off the ball and the Pacers are a bit tired. Oh, if he can bat, he will bat anywhere, John P. Nicol. Who is averaging the most runs in this series for West Indies? Is either Shamar Joseph or Brandon King? I think, I know the last time I checked, I think that Brandon King was 100 and, no, not a, I think 2 batsmen had passed 100 for West Indies. I will tell you very shortly. I will tell you very, very, very shortly. But I think Brandon King and Shamar Joseph have the most runs in the series thus far for West Indies batsmen. Yes, Shamar Joseph, I think. I will clear it. Or is it John Campbell? I will check. I will definitely check. I am checking. I'm checking. Shamar Joseph have the most wickets. 14 played into the onside. Is 1 Jason. So Greaves is on 1. That's some big decision, because you know that I will, in the match coming up at Sabina Park, I'm going to play Greaves, but I'm batting him at number 8. I'm playing him as the 4th bowler. Strategically, I don't think he's better than Anderson. Anderson is very good. I rate Anderson a lot. You all hear that. I said it many times. But I will play Greaves as a 4th bowler. So that's one turn away. So this now. So I'll give you the leading West Indies batsman in the tournament. Brandon King 115. Yeah. Sheob 88. Rastan Chase 84. Shamar Joseph 81. So if Shamar Joseph come out and play a good looking innings of what? He need 34 to pass Brandon King to be the leading West Indies batsman in the series. So Chase, who's still batting right now, is just 3 ahead of him. Sheob, who has been dismissed, is just 7 ahead of him. So, yeah. So the top 4 West Indies batsmen in the series is Brandon King 115. Shea Hope 88, so he cannot go any further because he has been dismissed twice. So his average is what? 4 into 88. 4 into 88 is what? 22? Wow. 4 into 88 is 22. So Rastan Chase is on 84. So he can go past Brandon King. Hopefully he will if Rastan Chase double Brandon King's score, that would be he's on 84, so 31, and then another 115. So if he makes 146 and say Greaves, I don't even see Greaves on this chart. How many runs? Oh, Greaves gone 43 runs in the tournament thus far. And so if Greaves can score what he has scored in the tournament thus far, 43, and Chase double it, and we get a cameo from Shamar and Alzari, we can still win this match because we just need a 203. Driven down the ground magnificently by Chase for 4. So we still have a chance. All we need is for the captain to make a big 100, a 150. Greaves make his highest score of the series, which is Greaves' highest score of the series is 38, not out. So if Greaves passes highest score of his series, the captain make 100. We get a cameo from Shamar, which we know he's capable of doing, and a good decent knock from Alzari, and Anderson stick around. Then we might win by 2 wickets. So there's still hope. Let's realize that we can still win this. Let's realize we can still win this series. Chase and Greaves should not be in the same team. They are similar. Well, that's Mr. Casanova view, but I don't think I think both are playing as batsmen. I am not in this all-rounder thing. I'm not in this all-rounder thing now, but I have said that I would play Greaves as the 4th bowler in Kingston because I'm trying to lengthen the batting. That's the only reason why I'll play him as a 4th bowler. But I'm not in this all-rounder thing. If Shamar could possibly be an all-rounder, and if he is, we don't need another all-rounder. Shamar, well, he will have to show more consistency in his batting, though. He has a clean strike. He has a clean swing of the bat, and he hit the ball sweetly. That shot over cover on Friday, oh my Lord, or the slug sweep, which one was better? They're right out of the screen. The slug sweep sound good. The shot over cover, technically, it was a better shot. But Lord, that sound of the ball hitting the bat from the slug sweep. Wow, it was something else. Wow. Yeah, so Greaves is facing up to Lyon. Changing the batting order will not address the issue. These batsmen are not test match. Over the wicket comes bowls to Greaves. That one comes back into him, taken on the pad, dropped down in front of him, too high, bouncing over the stump. The score remains at 78 for 5. Yeah, yes, Emmanuel Cummins. Changing the batting order, changing batsmen. But you have to change something. The team is losing. You just can't continue doing the same thing. Who was it that said it? That scientist that said it. You can't continue doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. You play this basically the same 11 as you just switch on a bowler and you lost the 2 matches. You have to make some change to the batting order now. And I would love to see I would go with, it's going to be very interesting. You know what? I gotta give this some serious thought, and in the coming days, I'll pick my 11 for the third test match. I'll give it some serious thought. I'm not taking any plain 11 for the third test match now. I'll delete those. When I'm doing that show, you put your plain 11 in. But right now, I'll delete those. But changes have to be made for the third test match. And unless, as I said, if we win this match, then we go in with the same 11. But if we can still win, you just need Chase to make 100, as I said. And he has done it in Test cricket before. So we can still win. You probably, how many Test century Chase have? 5? Mr. Casanova, stop finding excuse for Carty. He should be dropped. Over cover shot for me. Okay. That's okay. Do you know what the role of our players are now, said Stephen Roach? That's a big question. Sheldon, do you know what's the role of our players? Banana Brook, West Indies have more chance of winning than England did of drawing against India, said Banana Brooks. True. 500 for Chase. Yes, Mr. Casanova. Thank you for confirming. So we can get his 6th century in this match. And tomorrow morning, by this time, we'll all be celebrating. Lovely shot by Chase. He just pick it up and clip it over deep mid wicket for 6. What a shot. Brilliant shot by Chase. Brilliant shot by Chase. Let me call you back around an hour and 20 minutes. I'll give you back a call. Good. So he just pick up that one and just clipped it over deep mid wicket for 6. Good shot there by Chase. We can win this match. He's on 32. We just need 100 from Chase. Greaves to make his top score in the series so far. If Greaves, Shamar, if we get 100 from Chase, Greaves make his top score in the series so far, Shamar make his top score, Alzari make his top score, then we'll win by 2 wickets. It's as simple as that. Forget what gone before. We can win this match. That's what we should be concentrating on. Oh, what a lovely shot by Chase down the ground. I think the bowler got a hand to it. So Steve Smith is giving Chase and he picked it up just inside the boundary. Let's see if they're running hard. If they run hard for this and get 3, I would think that their mind is in the right place. They only got 2. Only got 2. So they gotta check the boundary, but I think Steve Smith was safe. Well, they should have gotten 3. To how far Steve Smith have to run, they should have gotten 3. Nonetheless, I guess no. Tell you why they got 2. They have to wait until the ball passed the bowler because it was hit so straight. But he's moved up to 34, 86 for 5. So we can win. We can win. It's simple. Chase makes his highest test score. Greaves make his highest score of the series. Shamar Joseph and Alzari Joseph both made their highest score of the series. And West Indies will win by 2 or 3 wickets. I believe it. I believe it. I honestly believe it. I don't know who said that. I don't know what made that comment, but I don't think it is fair. The role of our players is to play attractive cricket. Oh, you do that, Sheldon Sibit. you need a skill set to do that, you know. There's a special skill set. So we have it. Farim said, what a ball. What a shot. What do you mean the follow-up delivery after the follow-up delivery? Okay. Mr. Brown, the 40 that Shamar made in the first test, we it now. You want to say we need it now? Vernon Johnson said, love your optimistic analysis. Oh, he's out. Leg before, plum leg before, right before the drinks break again. Chase goes. So somebody was saying that I love your optimism, but boy, gone through the window. Don't. It just gone. It plum leg before. It gone. He's got to review it, but it gone. And what again? So despite all the optimism, boss, who had said it? Think of somebody named Joseph, Vernon Joseph, or somebody like that. So despite all the optimism, it gone through the window. Why? Why it gone through the window? The fundamental problem that I've been talking. Is it high? Can it go over the stump though? Let's wait. This may be missing, It could be high, At first sight, I thought it was plumb, but this could be high. No, it's going to be clippy. Well, let's see. Let's see. Umpire's call. Umpire's call. You know what? I say go. Yo, him out. Because I said plumb leg before. Without DRS, if I'm the umpire, I would have given it out. So me not go say nothing about the umpire. Me not go say nothing at all. But it's all the optimism that Mr. Joseph was saying that I was showing gone right through the window. Again, the wicket fall before the drinks break down. Yeah. Last delivery before the drinks break, again the wicket fall. Whenever I break to come up, West Indies lose a wicket. Why? Why? You just have to laugh. I just have to laugh. I can't do anything. I hope you slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. We are here a long time. We should have at least 200 likes. Just show some appreciation. If you are not seeing the thumbs up button, whoa, just 128. Can you imagine? No, man. We need to do better than that. If you are not seeing the thumbs up button, just click off the live chat and you'll see the thumbs up button and show some appreciation. So we are here enjoying ourselves, so show some appreciation to the community. Just slash a like on the video. Just click on the thumbs up button. As I said, if you are not seeing the thumbs up button, click off the live chat. Click on the thumbs up button. Click on the thumbs up. It takes less than a second, and it's just a way to say, well, Mr. Brown, we appreciate what you are doing, and we appreciate that you are here, that we can have this wonderful conversation. We lose, yeah, but the umpire's call, that's yeah, but for him, but as I said, yeah, and Mr. Casanova, you said gone up front too, so it's all the umpire call. If we were the umpire, I would have given it out. But fundamentally, does it go back to the numbers? What the stats say? Ball that pitch on a good length in a good era, West Indies batsmen are averaging only 10 against those deliveries. What the top teams average against those deliveries? 40? High 30s, 40? We average 10. And again, it was a straight ball. Pitch in a good era, straight ball, out leg before. We're missing those balls. We can't bat. Can't be missing those balls. How many of our batsmen, if you look at the 6 wickets that gone down, Shea gave his wicket away. And that's what I call low IQ, lack of mental resilience, not prepared to be tough and fight it out. That's all right. We know that's how the team stay. We come to accept that. But we come to know that, but we can't accept it. So let me change that. We come to know that, so we can accept it. Once again, straight ball, pitch in line, coming back in, straight ball again. Regulation delivery, pitch in that 5 to 7 meters. I would love them to show a graphics of where the balls that got the West Indies wickets pitch. And I can tell you that all of them pitch in and about that same area. Lyons comes in, bowls to Greaves. Greaves work it to mid-wicket, and there is no run. Look at that stop from Cummins. West Indies are 86 for 6 now, chasing 277. We need 191 more to win. And look how Cummins throwing his body around. And when I said the other day, Greaves should have dived forward to take the catch, persons are finding excuse say it dropped short. We find too many excuses for these guys. Look at Cummins. The catch that Cummins took to get rid of Carter the other day. None of our West Indies fast bowlers not taking those catches because we are not putting in that effort. Because we'll be worried about the hand that was bruised up. We are going to say we are going to bruise up and all of them things there. I must stop finding fault, man. That's why I say when we see them on the street, at the clubs, in the supermarket, at whatever social event we attend, we must, what you call it now? What's the right word? I'm trying to find the right word, but we don't need to greet them. You know, we don't need to greet them. They are no stars. They're just very, 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 very fortunate to be representing the West Indies, but they're not stars. They're not stars. You know, they're not stars. Well, the bowlers are. The bowlers are star. Joseph hit the sign the year. I hope he has enough bat on it, has he? Yes, he has enough bat. It gone for 6. 93 for 6 West Indies. As Lions pitched up to Joseph. Alzari, that is. And it got, you know, when you said Joseph, the funny thing about it, when you said Joseph, everybody know who we're talking, eh? Although it's 2 Joseph. Because they call one Shamar and they call one Joseph. So 31% of you believe that Seals 2 for 29 was better than Shamar Joseph 4 for 66. 69% of you said that Shamar 4 for 66 was better. I know what I think. I'll say it at the end of the show. Please remember to slash a like on the video. Lions to Joseph again, and he swings at this high in the air. Has he got enough of it again? Yes, 6 more. So 99 for 6 at the end of over number 26. Joseph had had enough. Joseph had enough. Right. So we can try and get these likes up to 200, you know. Mr. Cricket Forum, Grief should be taking most of the strike, but it's West Indies cricket, brainless cricket. Kirkamute, as you say that, you remember in the first test? In the evening session when we are playing, when Australia claimed the extra hour. And Greaves was batting with the tail. You know that Greaves could have won me over for life. If he had give us the impression that he wanted to guide the tail through the rest of the day's play. And say, and even though we were still going to lose the other day, you know, because the rain that was expected never came. But just bat out the day and see if rain are going to fall now. Suppose you bat out the day and rain fall for 2 days. The match draw. Bat out the day, man. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. But he never gave the impression low IQ cricket ball pitch and a good length comes back into Joseph out. Greaves should say Greaves. Probably kept a little low, but what again? Ball pitch and a good length. How much West Indies average to those ball? 10. 10. He probably gone under 10 now. I would want to see where all the West Indies deliver pitch in this. But they are listening to me, and because they are listening to me and they don't want to show that I'm right, they're not going to show the graphics. Yes, they are listening to me, but they don't want to show that I'm right, so they're not going to show the graphics. Ball pitch between that 5 to 7 meters area, that are anywhere between the middle stump and 5th stump, West Indies batsmen can't bat them. So that means I can't hold them down. Yes, them are going to average 10 against me. Unbelievable, said Mr. Casanova. 99 for 7. But you believe now, Mr. Casanova, you believe? Yeah. Mr. Casanova, you believe? Sheldon, you believe me now? What I'm saying that we cannot bat ball that pitch in that era. We can't. We can't. Here comes Shamar Joseph. I hope we get some entertainment. Remember what Russell said the other day? When Guyana look off the lights, the same thing about their batting. I don't know. Remember what Russell said? When Guyana lock off the lights, we say the same thing about their batting. When Guyana lock off the lights, I remember Jamor Sumal were having fun with the light issue there. What was it? It was a CPL match. Yeah, I remember we were having fun. I don't Greaves wasn't in my squad. If you saw my squad, if you saw my squad before the test match, Greaves wasn't even in my squad, you know. Turn away by Shamar. All of you who are watching this, have Australia bowl one bouncer in this match, in this innings thus far? I'm trying to remember. All right. One may be a little extreme because they may have. But have they bowled 5 bouncer in this innings so far? 26 overs, 4 big, tall, fast bowler. And they have not bowled 5 overs in this innings thus far. Why haven't they bowled any bouncer? Because they know that West Indies batsmen cannot survive a good pitch deliveries for long. So they know that they don't have to worry about any other tactics. They know if they just continue run up and bang it in front of them, hit the pitch hard in front of them, they're not going to make 120, 130. They know. So they don't have to waste their energy to bowl short balls. All they need to do is to hit that back of a length, 7, 8 meters, or anywhere between 5 and 7 or even 8 meters. But the real problem balls are those that pitch between 5 and 7 meters, between middle stump and fifth stump. They are not going to show the graphics, as I said, because they are listening to me. They know that I'm right, and they don't want to show you that I'm right. So they are not going to show the graphics. Yeah. Have they bowled 5 bouncer? Tell me. Somebody tell me. No. Because they know they just have to pitch up the ball. They just have to pitch up the ball. And a good length and a good line, and West Indies batsmen will crumble. They will miss it, and so on. So the top 7 have batted 28 times. 28 times in the 2 test match, you know. The top 7. And only 1 batsman score half century. 1. And when that 1 batsman score half century, Brathwaite came out praising himself, Floyd Reefer. That's Floyd Reefer sitting to the right of the coach, Sammy. Praising Floyd Reefer about how well he's doing. So after 28 innings, one batsman passed 50. And you praise the batting coach because he's your friend. So how much you have credibility, Carlos Brathwaite? Almost you have credibility. Where's the objectivity? Where's the objectivity? After 28 innings, 1 batsman passed 50. And they're going to say, yes, man, great work by Floyd Reefer. He's doing miracles with Brandon King. Come on, man. Where's your credibility, man? Where's the credibility? Well, they decide to. What I want to see the chart on it. Really want to see the chart on it. Really want to see it. If Australia were 88 for 6, they would make it evident that they are still. So Alzari Joseph goes. So Alzari Joseph just gone. So it's 103 for 8 now. 103 for 8. $103 for 8. Can't blame the bowlers them now, you know. Can't blame the bowlers them. All the bowlers with West Indies needed 174 runs to win. Or are you going to ask the bowlers to fight when the batsmen don't fight? Never fought. Can't blame the bowlers, man. Can't blame the bowlers. Ideally, you don't want Alzari Joseph to be playing that shot, but come on, man. Come on, man. His bowling performance in this match earned him the luxury of playing that shot. We saw in the first innings a more responsible approach from Alzari, because at least we were close enough to 286 for them to try to fight to reach there. But you can't ask the bowlers them to come out every match and a fight. Make the man allow the freedom to free man and swings at a few balls. So Anderson Phillips just coming off the mark, stroking that into the offside. Sammy has sent the wrong message with his selection policy, said Sheldon Simmons. Mr. Cricket Forum, the bowlers did their job. We all agree with that. The batsmen have been letting us down. Vernon Joseph, brainless cricket, Mr. Brown. I can understand why you would say that, Vernon. But in the case of Alzari Joseph, it's tough enough. It's tough, man. It's tough for you to ask Alzari Joseph to come out and to bat responsible again when you'd be asking him to do something that he has never done before. How many overs Alzari Joseph bowled in this match? He bowled 16 and a half, and so 16 and 16, 32. A man who bowls 32 overs in 3 days, and then in the West Indies first innings, he did batted long. He faced 49 deliveries in the West Indies first innings and make 27 runs. Oh, there goes that shot again from Shamar Joseph, a clean hit over deep mid wicket for 6. So he moves up to 9. West Indies 110 for 8. If someone said that the shot that Alzari Joseph played was brainless, I do not have any objection to someone saying that it was brainless. However, my position is that it's happy hours. If the batsmen don't care, if the captain don't care, is Shamar swings again. So he bowls 32 overs in the match. He gets what? How many wickets he gets in the first innings? He gets 1 in the first innings. No, he gets 4 in the first innings and 2. 6 wickets in the match. 2 in the second innings, 4 in the first innings. He faced 49 deliveries in the first innings. 49 deliveries, in the first innings. And the West Indies team came out this morning and really bowled well, Really bowled well. If a man say brainless cricket, me understand it. Me no objection to that, but me can't blame him. Does the coaching staff endorse this swinging the bat approach? I asked this question before. The Australians certainly do not, irrespective of what went on before. Is there any Australian players that should be in their test side? Is there any Australian players that should be in their test side? I don't understand the question, Stevie Rhodes, so I won't go further because I'm confused up front. I believe that the selection policy must be known before the 4-day tournament, said Sheldon Smith. Clear strategy. But remember that your boy Da Silva had said that while they told Atanase and Hodge what they need to do, they don't tell him what to do. The reverse is that they ask him what they can do for him. Phillip beaten outside the half stump by Stark, 110 for 8. We're in over number 29. West Indies need 167 to win. We can forget that. The bowlers give them a chase or a total, but our batsmen batting poor. True. West Indies need to stop picking friends and family. You think that's what's going on for him? Man, I don't know. I want to say that, I want to say that. We can't even bat 50 overs in a test match, outside the half stump through to the keeper and there is no run. But you see, I said these things all the while, Mr. Casanova. And you have persons like John P. Nicol and those who are going to find all sort of excuse. Sometimes you wonder if somebody like John P. Nicol is a West Indian fan, because when you try to take decisions, when you try to promote what other regions are doing, what other countries are doing, John P. Nicol is saying, no. So clearly John P. Nicol don't want West Indies cricket to succeed, it appears to be. Let's say it appears to be. 3 slips and a gully goes down. Phillip leaves alone outside the half stump as it goes through to carry 110 for 8. Mr. Cricket Forum, even Shamar looking a bit better. No, don't go down there, man. Don't go down there. Don't go down. We must stop that. We must stop these foolishness, Kirkhamute. We need to stop these foolishness, man. Alzari Joseph, Shamar Joseph, Phillips, Seals can't survive at the top of the order, man. We need to stop these foolishness. It's a different thing facing bowlers who have bowled 28 overs already and bowling a whole ball compared to bowlers who are fresh and bowling a new ball. So we need to stop this foolishness, man. What our batsmen need to do is to bat long enough so that when the bowlers are bowling their 28 over, they are still there and they are able to cash in. And then you would see. But they don't have the skill. These guys won't survive, man. We must stop those foolishness, man, that the tailenders are looking better than they. Come on, man. The tailenders, it's good to see them sticking around, of course. But they want to survive at the top, man. So we must go down there. We must go down there. I don't understand what Samuel Kane is saying. He said, you what crazy Greaves bowl better than Alzari. I don't know what he means by that. Samuel was talking about 120 over. Yeah, I remember that in the first innings, but he never talked about anything about the second innings. You remember we were having a laugh at it, Mr. Casanova. He never talked about anything about the second innings, So in our first innings, we batted 74 overs? But then You never talk about how many overs we plan to bat in the second innings. You only talk about 120 in the first. I remember we having a laugh. Please remember, we must can get dislikes up to 200 now. I remember a lot of gradation going on all over the place today. Only 146. Please slash a like on the video. If you're not seeing the thumbs up button, just click off the live chat and you will see it, you know. Outside the half stump, Shamar flash and misses, and again, that is low IQ. You almost got stumped in the first innings doing that, and again you come back out and doing it again. That's low IQ. That's what we call low IQ. Lions round the wicket, balls to Shamar Joseph. He looks to cut. Misses. It goes through to the keeper. I was watching his foot to see if he was doing the same thing again, but this time he didn't. But Carey's a wily old fox now. Carey realized that he wasn't doing it, so he doesn't even look at him. Lions to Joseph, who slapped this down to long on. One more to the total. Webster sends the return into Lions, so Shamar moves up to 9. 10 he is. 111 for 8. He's keeping the strike. They never run? What is that for, Shamar? Run. He cuts this away down towards the point boundary. They're gone for 1. Will they come back for 2? Let's wait and see. Yes, they come back for 2. So Shamar farming the strike. Wow. Shamar farming the strike. What happened to Shamar? What happened to Sheldon now at SOS? Lions ball to Shamar and he connects and swings it over deep long on for 6. So his pitch up and he just swung it away over deep long on for 6 more. So he moves up to 17. 1 delivered to going over number 30. Let's see what will happen. Greaves bowling average is better. Greaves bowling average is better than Alzari in this series, Mr. Forum. And the point you're trying to make, please tell me. Well, you will need a championship trophy miracle again, but this will be bigger than it. Is he out? End of the over? This will be bigger than it. Yeah. So tell me what's the point you're trying to make, Samuel Kane, because I don't understand the point that you're making. You said that Greaves average is better than Joseph in this series, and you say that to say, because I would like you to make the point so that I can get a better understanding. I have a funny feeling that in their dressing room, the Australians have very unflattering things to say about the West Indies team. I think this is reflected subtly in the words of some of the commentators. Well, I don't listen to the commentators that much. And yesterday when I listened and I heard the comment from Brathwaite, I just mute it again right away. I think they probably said about the batting. Well, they would have been laughing at our batting. That's why I told you that they come out and say, yo, all we need to do is just pitch up the ball on a good line and length to these guys, and they eventually out. They're not good enough. And that's what they did. Our batting performance could be demoralize the bowling effort, said Vernon John. It does. West Indies should bring Jason Holder, Joshua Da Silva, and Moti. But they are not different from who are playing. We never used to win with them either. It's the same thing. Shea Hope, who is the wicketkeeper in this series, is averaging what, 22? Joshua Da Silva averages just about the same. Where's Samilaya gone? Well, he was here. I never saw him. I never saw that he was here in Sheldon. When this will get sweep, we'll win. We'll win. You know, I've been saying I am summing in. I've been saying I'm Sammy in. West Indies 118 for 8. Philip is on 1. Joseph is on 17. 30.3 overs have been bowled. The Australian captain comment our bowling. Yeah, they would, because we are bowling, and they would have. I think even if they don't, yeah, I don't think they're laughing at our batting, because the truth is we stood up in the first innings somewhat, and they had us to work, and I believe we are giving them good preparation for the Ashes, especially their batsmen. But they have more experience. Yes, we are not winning, said Frey. Yes, Betty Alford. I think he would have. Yeah, our bowling is world class. Yes. Where's Sammy Lawyer gone? We have to remember that cricket is these men's job, so things must appear to be fair. But isn't it the West Indies players' jobs too? They are on retainer, Sheldon. Just clarify yourself. When you say these men, are you talking about the West Indies men, or are you talking about all of them? It's the West Indies players' job too. They are all on retainer. I'm ready to see how that dancehall pitch at Savannah Park play. Well, I don't understand what you mean by that. I don't understand what you mean by that. Sam was a poor test player, so how can he be the coach? No, it doesn't translate. You can be a good coach even if you're a good player. So I don't think one is essentially the same. And I would have drawn the comparison already between Shamar Joseph looked to flash that over the top, beating it goes through to the keeper, end of over number 31. West Indies 119 for 8. I would have drawn the comparison already, although it was the opposite. That not because not because a student get an A in CXC English, it necessarily means that you want that student to be teaching your primary school child English, because he or she would have gotten an A in CXC English. You'd want them to go through the process and become a teacher first. So it doesn't necessarily mean because you're a good cricketer you will be a good coach, and it doesn't mean because you're a poor coach, you're a poor cricketer, you are going to be a poor coach. It doesn't mean it doesn't flow like that. The point I've been making is that I've been saying for the longest while that I'm Sammy in. Say I was 80% Sammy in. I think I'm now 60% Sammy in. So if I was 8 out of 10 that Sammy is in, I'm now 6 out of 10 that is in. As Anderson Phillip drove this one through mid on, it running out towards the boundary, got there now, 4 runs. He moves up to 6, 123 for 8. Yes, so yeah, it has diminished. It has diminished. Sammy in has diminished. Darren Sammy record as test captain was way better than all our recent captains. Look at the stats, then get back to me, said SOS Music Label. Well, I don't have a problem with that comment, SOS Music Label. We can always look at the stats. But I've just made the point that not because a child got A in A-level English, you want you want that student to be teaching your primary school child English. So so the opposite is the true of what Cummins said, that Sammy was not a good cricketer, so he can't be a good coach. The opposite is also true. One doesn't necessarily follow the other. One doesn't look at this, because as a coach, his record is poor. It's poor in all format. All format. His record as a coach is poor in all format. SOS Music Label. And his playing days are long over. What we need him to do now is start winning matches as coach, because that's what he's been paid to do now. Not is so he needs to start winning matches now as a coach. Shamar Joseph slapped this to cover, and there's no run. It's 124 for 8. That's the worst batting squad ever played for the West Indies, said Charles Joseph. Wow, Sir Carlton, after 1 3/4 test match, you start. I've always been judging Sammy. I've never just start judge Sammy. I've always been judging him. From day one. From he got the job, I've been judging him. So I just don't start judging. And I'm telling you, I was Sammy up to 8 out of 10, but now I'm Sammy 6 out of 10. His T20 record is poor. He has lost the last 4 T20 series. He have yet to win an ODI series away. And he's on his verge of losing his second test match, unless the greatest miracle ever in test cricket happened. Lost his last 4 T20 series, home and away. Never won an away T20 ODI series. I think he have won only one ODI series since he's took over. And he have never won a test match as coach. That one kept low. So I've always been judging him. You see, Sheldon, we are past that, whether he had deserved it or not. He led the team to 2 World Cup victories, so we must credit him. And as captain, he would have played some role. He'd have played some role or the other. I know that during that time, whenever he gets the ball to bowl, I used to fret a lot. I used to fret a lot because the opposition batsman never rate him. And he was a captain who used to bat probably 8 and 9 and never used some match he didn't bowl in. But that's beside the point. The point is that as the captain, he would have done something to contribute to the team winning, and he deserved all the accolades for that. Whether he had deserved to be captain or not, I don't think that's the point. I don't think that should be an issue, Sheldon. I think the point is that he captained the team and he deserved the accolades for winning both World Cups. So I don't have an issue with that. Round the wicket comes Lions, ball to Shamar, down the pitch, hit it over the top. It gone a long way for 6. He uses his feet, come down the pitch, hit it over the top. He moves up to 24. Shamar is now closing in on being our leading batsman in the tournament. Just that shot would have taken past 100, right? Certainly that shot would have taken past 100. No, he's bowls outside the half stump. He shapes the cut and he learns to drag his feet instead of lift it up and carries on it. 24. How many was he? Yes, that should take him to 105. Wasn't he an 81? Lions to Shamar down the pitch. He chips, used his feet. Lions saw him coming, fired wide outside the half stump. He didn't bother to go through with the shot. He got back in his crease. Well played, young man. Good eyes, you know. This young man have good eyes, you know. Round the wicket comes Lions to Shamar Joseph. He cuts and misses again as Lions continue to bowl it wide. He don't want to come close to Joseph, you know, although he wants to bowl the arm ball. He wants to bowl him the arm ball, but he's very wary. Yes, he's 105 runs, so that he's the second leading West Indies batsman in the series. Lions bowls to Joseph off the back foot, beaten on the inside edge, goes through to the keeper. 131 for 8. Yes, 105 as I surmise. So only King and 115 is ahead of him. I think Rastan Chase is 96 or something like that. Lions took... Hindi here. Somebody coming under it. Will it drop? We took the catch. Cummins, he goes. So West Indies 131 for 9. Lions gets his man. So there goes Shamar. Second leading West Indies batsman in the tournament, in the series. And the leading bowler. Because he has 14 wickets. 14 wickets, the most in the tournament. And he's the second leading West Indies batsman with 105 runs. Only Brandon King 115. So you can drop everybody else except, well, the bowling. I'm not leaving out. Well, interesting. I'm going to pick my playing 11. Let me see. Tomorrow I'll be busy. Tuesday I'll be busy. Wednesday morning I'll pick my playing. I probably can do it tomorrow morning before I leave. I'll probably pick my playing 11 tomorrow morning before I leave. Mr. Casanova, it's done. The fat lady singing now said Mr. Casanova. Yeah. Highest average too, yeah? Yeah, he has the he has the highest average of all the West Indies batsmen. Wow. Did he come not out one of the time? Because if he didn't not out, he wouldn't have the highest average because both of them would out 4 times. I don't think he's going to have the highest average. Was he not out in any one of the innings? Trying to remember. When he made its top score. I don't think he not out. So his average is not going to be higher than Brandon King. Because Brandon King would have scored more runs than him. So his average is going to be about 21, while Brandon King one is around 28. Yes, Cummins to Philip, who looks to pull. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be higher than him. This is not a test team, ODI team, or T20 team. Enos, tell us what do you think is the problem? I have said my piece. What is the problem? No, too fewer matches. The sample size is too small. It's not probably higher. It's going to be higher. King make 115. He made 105. So that's King would be at 28.75. And Shamar would be 21.25. Shamar will be 21.25 and King will be 28.75. So it is higher. It definitely should be higher. They show the average of all the players on the screen for the series. Shamar is 33. Brathwaite as the lowest at 3.7. But whatsoever they show you on the series on the screen, if they showed you that, they're wrong. Or maybe they are not wrong, Mr. Casanova, but at the time Shamar wasn't out, so maybe his average was 33. Yes, because at that time they divided by 3. Now he's dismissed, they would have to divide it by 4. So maybe that's what. So you have to understand, Mr. Casanova, you have to look at the things in details. That's the special gift that I have. I'm able to analyze things in details. So more than likely, when they show the average on the screen, he has been dismissed only 3 times. But now that he has been dismissed 4 times, the average would have changed and gone down to 21. 20, not 21, 25, 26, 26, sorry, 26, and King would be 28. So he'll be 26.25 and King would be 28.75. Yeah. Years upon years of problem. Ed Frank, so you're doing. Can Brandon King open the batting with Camber? Ed Franks, I want to go there though. I want to go there. Brathwaite is my opener. Yes, he can open it with Camber, but I don't think he want to open in Test cricket. I think Brandon King, ideally, Brandon King want to bat at 6, you know. But he's there. 135 for 9. Sammy is copying other teams' methodology that possess far more technical, superior cricket players. His confidence supersedes his competence, said the Pulse. Phillips, the West Indies tail ends just swinging now. You can't ask more for them. They are 142 runs behind. I would love us to go past 138. So at least we made more than half the score. Mr. Cricket Forum, I'm surprised you are still talking about Brathwaite. Well, so SOS Music Label is saying, so you're all telling me that Darren Sammy is to be blamed for big men blame for big men blame. You are all telling me that Darren Sammy is to be blamed for big men brain failure in the batting. SOS Music Label, I would say this to you, and this is something that I've said all the time, and because you don't want to answer it, because I asked you. If Darren Sammy, I'll not use Darren Sammy because it away by Seals, it gone a long way, another 6. West Indies 141. So I'm glad that we have passed the halfway total. So 6 for Seals. Every coach in international sports all over the world knows that their position depends on the team that they are coaching winning. Seals swept this down back with a square leg. It's running out towards the boundary. That's Green comes across, picked up, and they're back for 2. Coaches are ultimately responsible for the performance of their team. If Darren Sammy is not responsible for the performance of the team, we don't need him as a coach. So twist it any way you want to twist it. SOS Music Label. Darren Sammy is responsible for the performance of the team. So Lions took the catch. West Indies all out for 143. As Seals hit that high in the air, Lions run back, took the catch, got 3 for 42 in this innings. So if he's not responsible for the performance of the team, we don't need a coach. No matter how you want to twist it, no matter who you want to blame, the coach is responsible. And you see how the Brathwaite guy was willing to give his friend Reefer credit for King 75. It's the same way if the West Indies was winning, we would be here giving Darren Sammy credit for winning the matches. We would be showering him with praise. If the team is not winning, the coach is ultimately responsible. No matter how many ways you twist it, no matter how you want to say, the coach is ultimately responsible for the performance of the team. You know, Sam is heading to a third whitewash. Pray for him. It doesn't matter how many years our batsmen have been failing. The coach's responsibility is to improve what he has, and he has not improved it. The batting has not improved under Sammy, and the coach. That's is the coach responsibility. The coach responsibility is to improve the batting performance, the feeling. The coach responsibility. One of his responsibilities is to improve the performance of the team. So even if the team has been failing for 50 years, he cannot now take over the team and say they have been failing for 50 years. So it's one and the same. His responsibility is to improve the performance of the team. Yeah, that's it. Congrats to Australia. Betty Alford, in all due respect, and I appreciate your comment. We don't congratulate the opposition on this channel, you know. But I understand. Terrible performance, said Samuel Kane. Yes. We got to understand Atanase and Karen. We got to understand Atanase and Karen. Don't quite understand Miss Salters. Hope you'd say more. We fought well, at least our bowlers did. As I said, you know, we were in this match up to the fourth morning. Up to 1 hour on the fourth morning where we were in this match, which is an improvement on the first test match where we compete up to the half hour on the third morning. In this match, we compete up to half hour on the fourth mornings, up to an hour on the fourth morning. So let's see what happens at Savannah Park if we'll continue to see that improvement. But Chanda Paul, you know, when I see this, as I said earlier, when I see this Chanda Paul comment, I always wonder, but Guyana drop him. So a player who Guyana drop from their red ball team, from their team, should open for the West Indies. I can never understand that one. Jamor Small, you're always here with me, and you have always here that I list all. I have so many things to, so many recommendations, and they all sent. Majority of my recommendations centers around one thing, you know, getting our youngsters to achieve near mastery in the basic. And from that, they will evolve into better players. Yeah. I've made so many recommendations. I know you're not talking to me about though. You know, I know you're not. Players look up to captain, example, Lloyd, Sobers, Canary, Richards, because they have done things. But Sammy hasn't done nothing, said Stephen Roach. Ronaldo Salter said, King, Chase, and Oak has replaced Atanase and Hodge. So unless they leave, they may never get a spot. I don't know. I don't, Miss Salters, as I have always said, I don't think it's one or the other, you know. What we really need to do, we need to just improve. We need to improve, and the way to improve, as I have said it, is we need to achieve more mastery of the basic. And when we achieve, and we're not going to achieve mastery of the basic by practicing the basic for long hours. That's what the other teams do. If you ask Pat Cummins right now, or Steve Smith right now, or Joe Root, or any one of those guys, what they concentrate on the most, and they will tell you, is to get the basics right. Ask any one of them. And our batsmen are not doing that. And that's why the Australian bowlers know that once they hit back of a length, we're gone. Yeah. We're gone. Sherwin Carr said, let's try the youngsters in the third test. We have been doing that. We have been doing that all over the years. And this is what we end up with. We had a group of guys where I said it many times. I don't know if you heard it. We're averaging 30. We said that they were not good enough. We dropped them and we pick a fresh set of guys. They're averaging 20 odd. You know, there will be no improvement as long as most of the players choose to play T20 instead of red ball cricket. Volney, there's no empirical data. The evidence doesn't show that. There's nothing to show that. There's nothing out there. No evidence, no data to show that T20 cricket affects batsmen' ability to be productive. There's no evidence. No evidence. And even this weekend we saw it. Even this week we saw it, Volney. Shubman Gill make 269 and 150 odd. You know. Even this week we saw it. You know. Harry Brook make 100. Simmet make 100. Pant make 100. You know, in Test cricket, so there's no evidence. And I'm just showing you what happened this week. All of those guys play T20. SOS Music saying that I'm seeing improvement. Yes, I've seen it. This year celebrating 50 years of West Indies World Cup limited overs win. This side play like this. A big disrespect to the greats. Okay. England bowling don't got any teeth though. Yes, Mr. Casanova. I don't understand. What's the point you're trying to make, Mr. Casanova? I don't understand it. What's the point you're trying to make? When they say England bowling don't got any teeth though. All right, so have a good day, everyone. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved one. I'll be back later with I should have set it up already, you know, and I should have put it in the chat. So I'm going to do the player ratings later. It will be a short show because we'd have said a lot in the watch along. So we'll come back and do the player ratings later. Take care of yourself, everyone. Take care of your loved ones. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye for now.